If you have any questions or concerns about this week's episode, please call or text producer Dan at 778-288-9255. Start the party, Dan! Time to turn it up, we're getting crazy, going wild, talking nasty stuff. Dudes scrolling outside, but it doesn't fire. Boom, roast, bad post, sticking up the replies. We don't want to go to school, we don't want to get a job. We just want to get online and get our asses blocked. We don't follow the rules, we do whatever we want. It's Block Party, the podcast, like we're tweeting a duck. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, my mentions and bugs. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, I quote tweeting a duck. Hello, friends, idiots, and friends who are also idiots. Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Blocked Party. This is episode number 292. I'm John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is a fantastic guest, a returning guest to the program, one of our faves here on Blocked Party. Very funny comedian. Clare Belford is here. Hi, Clare.
Hi, Clare.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for being back on the show. This is the last episode we are recording before both Dan and I go overseas. And we're going over opposite seas, Dan and I guess. Or do we call the Atlantic and the Pacific opposite?
I consider them to be opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's other seas out there. You know, how does the Indian
I consider them to be opposite because
the Indian Ocean feel about this?
Part of it is, I guess, how we grew up. Those are kind of the two big oceans we knew about, right? But also those are like, come on, those are the two big oceans. Let's be honest here, right?
You think those are the two? Those are kind of the
those
two
are the
main
top
players?
two oceans for sure, right?
Typical Western mentality.
But it also does go to the east too, right? And like very far to the west also, right?
Yeah.
So like we're kind of, the thing is we're right in the middle of those two oceans, right? But they do go, over to
We're
like
kind of the center of the world.
we sort of are when you think about it. If you look at how globes and maps and stuff work, we're right there in the middle, and we're very big too.
Well,
We're much bigger
thinks
than
that the globe and the map have a middle because he believes the Earth is flat. So much easier to have a
Well,
middle.
it is.
Things are
Yeah.
flat.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you think things
Lewis.
that are? Oh, there he is.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be distracted because I suspect he's going to poop in the house during this episode.
That's okay. We have that with Dan. So.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Now,
Well, you do poop in the house, Dan. Technically, don't you?
Yeah, I do
guess
a
that's-
toilet.
Yeah, but that is true, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have to.
That
For anyone who's not watching, I'm talking about my dog.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I guess we did say Lewis. They could have been thinking like
It's like a
boyfriend.
guy's name.
Yeah. My grandfather.
I do like I mean, maybe it's a recent trend, but I do like the whole thing where dogs and cats have just like normal people names.
Yeah. I meet a lot of dogs all day now, and
Yeah.
more often than not, they have just a person name.
I like that a lot. I think that's good.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, my cat's name is Kiki, which I guess is a person's name, but Lewis is just like a regular, like that's like it's some guy who works at an office, is named Lewis, right? So
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's good. I mean, I think like
Thank you.
Dan would work as a very good dog or cat name. I feel like as a compliment.
I mean, that is Claire's boyfriend's name,
It's my-
so it would probably
it's my
be very
boyfriend's
name.
confusing.
That would be
if
a
you
little
named your
confusing
dog
as well. Yeah.
and your boyfriend
That's
Dan.
Right.
It's a bit from Gilmore Girls, actually. The
Oh,
weird
is
guy
it?
Kirk
Oh.
names his cat Kirk.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I've never seen Gilmore Girls. Is it cool?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Seems like something you'd
I
like,
think it's
John.
really cool.
It does seem like something you and Becca would like marathon randomly. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I feel like Becca did watch it, but I could be wrong. The only thing I know about that show is that one of the characters is named Gilmore. No, I'm just kidding. One of them is named Lorelai. That's the only
and one of them
thing
is
I
named
know.
Rory.
Two of them are named Lorelai.
Is one
There's
of them
two
Rory?
Lorelais?
Rory is short for Lorelai.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Lorelai- Rory-
Wow.
What?
For anyone not watching, everyone's face was horrified when I said that.
Really hated that. Really didn't like
there's
the
a-
whole.
There's a show I think.
So wait, is it a mother and a daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the mother named the daughter Lorelai also.
Lorelai
The daughter
then
is called,
then-
the daughter's called Rory. Yeah.
goes by Rory.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that is Alexis Graham.
Alexis
Bladell?
Liddell?
Whatever the fuck her name is. I don't know.
Graham.
Lauren Graham is who I'm thinking
Yes,
of.
I think you're.
Yeah.
Yes. You've,
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is
You
like
made
this is
this
the
name
extent
really
of
good.
the
You get half
Gilmore
points for
Girls
that.
knowledge I have.
That's fine. I think you did a good job. There's a show coming to Netflix, John. An old show coming to Netflix that I think you should marathon.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think you've watched this, but Lost is coming to Netflix.
Oh, I'm not fucking watching that.
I would love to see you watch Lost.
No, I'm not doing it because
The first two seasons of Lost were really, really good.
We're
they're
watching.
watchable.
We're watching The Leftovers right now.
Oh yeah, and it's
Ooh.
the same. It's the same guy.
shit. And
Leftovers is apparently very good. I've only seen the first season, but it gets
people
really,
told
really good.
me it was good.
Oh, you
Not
don't
for-
like it?
Not for you.
It's fine. It's fine.
What season are you on?
We're almost done. We got like 4 episodes left. So season
Wow.
3.
See,
Okay.
I really like it, and it's a show that I think actually like it ends well.
That's
I've
what
heard-
everyone has
I've
said.
heard the
That it
ending
has
is
a
very
great
good.
ending.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet. So no spoilers. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, we will be finished. But it's fine. Like I don't hate it. I know that people complained about Lost, and then I feel like this is kind of the same thing where in one episode they'll introduce a plot point that you think is going to be like a huge major plot point, and then
Right.
and then you never hear about it again.
That was a big part of Lost also.
And
Lost
it's
was
like, what's
definitely
the point
one
of that?
I don't think Leftovers is quite like this, but Lost, I know very much by the end felt like they were making it up as they went along. And it felt like to me, I'd be interested to go back to watch it and see how badly the last season is aged. But the ending everyone hated the ending. And I feel like they didn't stick the landing. I have to go back and rewatch, but it did feel like they were like, oh shit, like we are going for way longer than we expected. We need to like pull some stuff out of our asses. But the first 2 seasons are legitimately so good. They're so good. And
I'm
it
not
pays off
watching
a
it.
decent amount of stuff too.
I'm not watching it. It's
All
not going
right.
to happen. I
Okay.
will. As a compromise, I will listen to the Weezer album Hurley.
Right. That just had his face as the
Correct, and
Right.
like very close up.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They were
Whose
friends, I
face?
guess, or
Hurley
from
from Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
The
I know
character
very little
named
about this
Hurley
show.
is like a big dude, and then the album cover was like it was like his. It was
It was
like
Jorge
this.
Garcia is the actor. Yeah.
And then that was like the album cover. That was when Weezer was doing really. That was kind of sort of my favorite era of Weezer, where they're doing real cool shit, like Ratitude, where the cover has the dog jumping over the couch.
Okay.
You know, kind of people are
You
always
say
like,
that's cool?
Blue, Pinkerton, not for me. I'm sort of
okay.
like a mid-era Weezer fan.
Oh boy. Hi, Lewis.
Me
Hello.
too, John.
I'm fucking joking, obviously. I haven't heard a single second of Hurley, but hey, Lewis, he's hanging out. Claire, did you grow up
Is
with
this okay?
dogs? Is this your
No, this
first
is
dog
great.
This is very
experience?
good.
No, yeah, this is fine.
I had dogs when I was a kid, but they were bad. They sucked. We had
Oh.
we had toy poodles,
Oh.
and they just were like really well. I think it's a high-strung breed, and also my dad. He seems to think he's a brilliant dog trainer, but I don't think he's very
Okay.
good at it.
Oh no.
I've been like kind of trolling my dad, honestly. He's been sending just so much advice that I'm not taking.
What was the craziest advice that he has? Because it's kind of like Ivan Decker has that great joke about his grandparents like babysitting his son and having all these like old timey ideas about how you're supposed to look after children. Like, is this kind of the same thing where he sent you some very weird like old timey ideas for looking after a dog?
This was a piece of advice from him. You take him out to a hilly place where he can run freely but lose sight of you. You attach a long, light rope to his collar. You hide from him. Make him
What?
search for you. When he's running around searching for you, step on the rope. Yell whoa. He'll be stopped abruptly. He'll soon learn to stop when you yell whoa. I mean, maybe
What?
That literally sounded like you were reading a medieval text for
It sounds
how
like
to take care of
how to break a
dogs.
horse. Like, so did you try it?
No, I don't have a lot of access to
Hills?
wide hilly places. Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got hills here, but none of them are. I don't know.
Wait, where?
I was obsessed with
What province are you in again? You're in.
Nova Scotia. Plenty of hills.
Is that the one that has the hill that has like the optical illusion, like the?
No, Magnetic Hill. That's New Brunswick.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you could do it on Magnetic Hill, and I don't know if that would like fuck up the dog or something. But
Halifax has a hill that's famous for a very different reason.
Oh,
yeah,
Citadel Hill.
Yeah.
Just because it's the military hill? Is there something?
No, isn't it like
what do you know about it?
Well, I feel like isn't it like sort of like a famous like cruising location?
Oh my god, it is. Yeah, this has come up a bunch.
How do you
lately.
know that, John?
How do you know anything,
that famous.
Dan?
This
Wow,
happened.
that's cool.
Like,
I just
this
remember when I
exact
first went to
conversation,
Halifax,
yeah.
that was what
it was the cruising hill.
That was kind of what I knew about it. That it had sort of like, Vancouver has Stanley Park has that
sure.
That reputation. I believe Halifax, that is the
So you can put Lewis's rope through one of the glory holes and like and then you pull him towards the glory hole and he has to guess who's on the other side. You're petting him through the glory hole.
How big do you think the hole is, Stefan?
Oh, you can
Where
fit,
is
you
this
can
hole
fit,
in
you
it?
can fit
Like
a
a
couple
tree?
fingers in. Yeah. Oh, no,
What
it's
are you
in a
talking about?
public bathroom, Dan. Why would it be in a tree? Of course it's in a public bathroom. It's a glory hole we're
fucking
talking
know.
about.
I've never used one. I don't know anything about glory holes. So
Good save.
I mean, I know about them.
I know
but I
of
can't
them,
say I've
yeah.
ever experienced that.
No, that's such a funny. Let the dog lose sight of you is so funny.
And
That's
what
such
was the point of that, Claire? Like, is this supposed to be that's making the dog more obedient? If it
seems
has
like
to
it's like
search
a
for you or
voice
something?
thing where it's like it can't see you, but it can hear you. Then it becomes like more attached to your voice or something.
Yeah.
So
I
if
guess so.
if the dog runs away and you can't see it, like if you're in like a forest or something, it'll hear your voice and like maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
It's what he said was it's to make him stop when you yell whoa. And my dog also snores a lot. I don't know if you can hear it.
That's really cute. Yeah.
I was looking for more stuff he said. He
He fell asleep quickly. He hasn't
That
been
was-
in your
yeah,
head
yeah.
that long.
Oh yeah.
How old is he?
He's
He's like a few months
a
old.
Yeah, he's like 3.5 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we never had a single problem with sleeping. He is like,
Yeah. It seems like
He's
it's the
like-
opposite of a problem. It's like very easy for him to. Yeah.
it's affecting our sleep though. He's very loud. But no, so this was another piece of advice. If your dog gets into the habit of jumping up on you, I suggest you grab his paws and hang on until he gets really uncomfortable.
What?
Lewis
he
woke
woke
up
up,
when
yeah.
he heard that. He was like, wait, what?
Whoa.
He's such a cute. Like boxers, I feel like are a very underrated breed of dog. I know that's a very Stefan
They're-
thing to say, but like I do think like you don't see them that often.
No,
but
a Stefan thing to say was you would say, boxers kind of low key fell off, but now they're back.
They sort
That's
of
what
did,
you would say.
right? They sort of did. They're low key underrated. But when you're looking for an underrated dog, boxers are sort of the vibe, John. I think.
I don't know if it's like so. He's a Valley Bulldog. Technically, is his breed, which is like a
Oh, okay.
boxer bulldog cross.
Right.
So he doesn't bark. He says, "Oh my god." I'm so sorry.
No, that was good.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't think of that yet.
Feel free to use it in Halifax with all your friends.
So he's a boxer bulldog cross. So he's just like a bit chill. I think boxers are like pretty hyper. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
The ones I've met are they're very like jumpy. They love jumping around
Yeah.
and stuff. And like, but obviously bulldogs. I've met a few bulldogs as well. Our friend Tom Walker, his parents have a bulldog named Ernie, who has like he's so funny. And just like bulldogs make the weirdest noises because they're all like skin, right? They just have so much of that. But he looks to me like 100% like a boxer, but I don't. Does he have like a bulldog body?
No, he's got a pretty boxer body.
Okay.
I don't know. He's got it. This is good radio. He's I'm trying to show you his body.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a
Look at
cute
his.
guy.
I love his ears as well.
He's a really good boy, but he is he's really tired of because my boyfriend's away and it's just me and I can't possibly give him enough attention. So he's a bit much today.
I mean, we're giving him attention, but obviously he's not really.
He doesn't know about
can't
it.
feel
He
his
doesn't
know,
attention. Yeah.
Now, did you know, Claire,
I'll
that
play him the
Valley?
podcast later.
Okay, thank you.
Claire, did you know that Valley Bulldogs originated in Nova Scotia?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
the Annapolis Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
very cool.
I'm reading about it now, and I didn't realize that was.
It's a local
so you
breed.
got them from the source.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went straight to that valley.
Apparently, it started in the mid 1900s, though their existence likely predates this period. Yeah, they may immediately appear imposing, but don't be fooled. They are absolute charmers, gentle and loving.
He looks very sweet. He does look very sweet.
It's like annoying to walk him because he just wants to meet every single person.
Yeah.
And dog. And like if people don't stop to pet him, he wants to chase him down and like convince them like, hey, you're probably gonna want to pet me.
I feel like when we were all growing up, bulldogs were sort of like the classic like tough dog and like the classic scary dog.
Yeah.
And now they're sort of like a fat joke, kind of, right? A lot of the time. Right? And like pit bulls have taken over as the tough dog that like eats kids and stuff, right? And bulldogs, I feel like, because bulldogs, I think what it was is that in like cartoons and stuff, bulldogs were always the guard dog, right?
Yeah.
And now you like,
and there's like nicknames, like college teams have the bulldogs or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they always have like the spiked collar, you know, and like they look tough. And then if you meet a bulldog in real life, like they can't breathe. Like,
no, they can't run. Our last dog was a mastiff, which is like kind of looks like a bulldog but bigger.
Those are huge dogs.
Yeah, our last dog was 150 pounds.
And literally weighs more than me.
Yeah, same. I couldn't walk him because he was like also a rescue, so he had some reactive issues.
Sure.
And that's the dog that was like,
who rescued who?
What's the?
I guess you rescued him. Yeah.
You're not wrong, Stefan.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the dog that was like the bad guy or the villain in The Sandlot, I think was a mastiff.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's right. They are
the beast.
They're really scary dogs, but like I've also met some mastiffs and they're not. I mean, it all depends on the owner, obviously, right? But like they can be sweet, but they are really intimidating.
Yeah. My boyfriend had told me like early on when we were dating that apparently the dog's bite is supposed to be stronger than a lion's.
Jesus Christ.
That's good fact. That's good facts, you know?
Yeah.
And you can't really tell that to someone early on in the relationship. That's more of like a 6th or 7th date thing. You know, hey, you've been coming back to my place a few times. If that dog bites you, it's stronger than a lion. So
yeah. Yeah.
The really crazy, so there's like the Tibetan Mastiff, which is the one that's just like, it looks like a lion. And it's just so big. But the one that's like really scary is, I think it's called, let me see. Yeah, the Cane Corso. It's like an Italian. Oh, it wasn't. Okay, yeah, those things are, because like there's mastiffs, I guess, right? And then there's like Cane Corso is like a type of mastiff. It's like the Italian mastiff.
Yeah, he's the Italian
right?
mastiff.
Those dogs are so scary.
Yeah, he was like the coolest dog. Like once he like with us.
Sorry, Lewis is so cute.
The snoring is great.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Well, it's
is
good,
it disrupting the recording?
No. I really like it.
Our listeners will
love it. They will love it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
they'll think
like
it's
with
Dan,
us,
to be honest. So
Dan's just
what
finally
the fuck, man?
gone to sleep. At least we can keep eyes on him, and he's not pooping somewhere.
Yeah.
He like Norm was his name, the Mastiff.
Norm.
And yeah.
That's such a good. Our Tom and Demi, who I mentioned, their cat is this huge fat cat named Norm.
It's
really
a great
good name for like
name.
a big animal. I feel like,
and it's so good if you're like for like when they're misbehaving and you're like Norman.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, once like with us, I've never met a more patient, chiller dog. Like you could, like he would never. There was nothing you could do that would make him nip at you or bite at you or anything. Like,
right.
Not that we were like bad to him, but
you like throwing stuff at him.
yeah. There was literally nothing you could do. We were smacking him with a lead pipe. Totally chill.
And once he like got acclimatized to a person, he was like, once you were in his circle, he was the chillest guy. But if you weren't, he would murder you if he could.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lewis is so funny.
Love this guy. Yeah. Lewis is chill. This is my favorite type of dog, one that I only have to see on a screen.
Oh yeah, you're not a dog guy?
John's just not an animal guy at all. And we have tried. I've tried. I know Becca has tried. I think even Dan has tried to convince him to some extent.
I don't care.
Well,
let John do what he wants.
Okay, never mind. But it's just not happening. And I think John would be the type of guy, once he had the animal, potentially, I think he would become a big suck. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure.
Like, you see all those, I mean, I get these recommended to me on like Instagram all the time, but the reels of like, oh, my dad was never a cat guy. And then it's a video of him like just being like, they're so cute together. It's like an old guy and a cat. And I think that would happen with
Mine
John.
would be like, Becca would post a video and it'd be like, my husband was never a cat guy, but then we got a cat. And then it would like pan to me. And I'm just like, you fucking piece of shit. And I'm just like screaming at the cat. And it's like, yeah, he's still not a cat guy.
You would have gotten so mad at Kiki yesterday because she jumped up on the counter and knocked an entire pizza off the counter and then stole a piece of pizza and ate like half of it. And the rest of the pizza was just like ruined. But they're really fun to have around the house.
Oh my God. Like,
yeah, I'm not a cat person. That sounds infuriating to me.
Cats are horrible. And I don't know what they add to your life.
Well, if she shits in a box.
And I'm sorry to turn on you, Stefan, because you've been so supportive of all my dog talk and choices. But
I get it. I think with cats, you're either a cat person or you're not.
Dogs, I get. Yeah. I don't want a dog, but I get it.
Yeah.
Cats, I'm like, fuck.
Let me go get Kiki right now, and I'll introduce you to Kiki. Okay.
You won't like Kiki, Claire. Kiki is.
Come on, she's fine.
And annoying, and I'm just.
Well, now I'm really interested.
You said you're not a cat. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just now that you've said that I won't like her, and now I'm part of me is like, no, you don't know what I like. I'll like her.
You don't fucking know me. Do you like? You said you're not a cat person, but do you like other people's cats, or not even?
I mean, well, I've never had a cat. That's a pretty cute cat.
Yeah,
I like that cat.
Kiki's fine.
Yeah, but I just like no, I don't know. If he gets to be too much, please do tell me.
No, it's fine.
That's great. I love that. With that swinging that you're doing there, that's fun. That's
Stefan doesn't have his headphones on, so I don't know if he's just
I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Okay. Yeah. See, this is like all you can do with a cat. It's like you just kind of grab it and be like, "Hey, look at my cat."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that they're like, I understand the appeal to like a pet that sort of just kind of looks after itself a lot. You know, you don't have to, I don't know, you don't have to take it out. Like this guy, he's
right.
This is why he's on my lap right now, because I know if he's asleep on my lap, he's not going to go to the bathroom and on the floor.
Right. Yeah. Is he toilet trained?
He's actually very good so far. Yeah. The only times he goes in the house, it's like we'll be like, oh yeah, no, that's on us. It's been a minute.
Right.
But I did take him out just before this, but it was more of like a wearing him out outing.
Sure.
And he didn't really end up going. This is like not interesting. This is too much about.
No, people like the animal talk. People do like the animal talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, some people have turned it off for sure. There's definitely a subset of the audience. It's like, okay, we get it.
I mean, look, this episode comes out.
She has a fucking dog.
The episode comes out a month from now. John could have a pet by then. We don't know.
I won't.
You could adopt
because I'm going to
adopt
Europe.
a cat. You could adopt a street cat from the streets of Belfast.
and that's what I'm going to do. That is where I'm going to start.
It could happen.
I'm going to start having a cat with a fucking street cat from Belfast.
Could happen. It could happen.
I adopt after I go to Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
I will not be bringing home a stray cat from Belfast.
Never say never. Never say never. It could happen.
I am saying never on that.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Are there street cats in Ireland? I feel like that's not a thing.
I don't know. I mean, the place I think of when it comes to street cats is like in Turkey, like Istanbul. There's like
where was Aristocats set?
Wasn't that in France?
Was it?
Was that
kind of sounds fitting, right? The Aristocats.
Let's see.
He's so shy.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah. Paris.
There you go.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Because they all have French names. Yeah.
John, you going to Paris?
I'm not. No, just the UK. I'm going to London, Belfast, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. So.
Okay.
So no street cats.
But you're gonna
Maybe
be
more
you're
like
gonna
a
be in Scotland for the Euro, right?
Maybe more like a street sheep. Bring back
the
a
snoring.
sheep.
The snoring after the joke is really funny.
That's usually how I'm used to that. That's why it doesn't bother me at all. I'm used to little performance and then and there's snoring in the crowd. Have you ever had someone visibly fall asleep in your shows, Claire? Because I definitely have.
Well,
that's crazy to fall asleep at a comedy show. Falling asleep at a comedy show is crazy. I understand falling asleep during like a movie or something, but like,
well, they would have shows at there's like weed lounges in Toronto, Vapor Central,
wow,
and all the seating was couches, these like big comfy couches, and people would get so high at these shows and like
just pass out.
It was like most shows. I swear to God, the whole front couple rows would be mostly asleep. It's a terrible venue for comedy because these people are not on this earth anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, I guess I understand like if someone at a comedy show gets like drunk enough that they pass out maybe, but I
think it's just people get tired. Like to me it's
they go late, I guess.
It's happened a few times to me where and look, I'll just get out in front of it. I am crushing at this time.
Sure.
I'm murdering, but for whatever reason, this one dumbass, but I think it is kind of like the movies where you go to a comedy show on a Friday night, you've been working all week, you have like 2 or 3 beers, and then you're just like, oh, it's dark in here.
Yeah.
I love that it's dark. And usually comedy clubs are very air conditioned as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's
it's like
true.
dark and
Climate
air
controlled.
conditioned, and you're just like, okay.
I could see that.
I could sleep right
I
now.
fell asleep in a guy's Fringe show one time.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like it was like 11 p.m. and then it started at.
Yeah.
And my friend and I were kind of just going because I don't know if I don't want to like reveal too many details.
Sure.
Your friend thought he was cute.
No, we were going as a sort of a joke. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
KKK, yeah.
All right.
And then I got high before the show, and then it was so late, and I fell asleep. I could not stay awake.
Oh no.
And there wasn't a very big audience.
Oh no.
And I knew this person like personally.
Was it ever brought up afterwards? Was he ever like, hey, so you fell asleep in there?
Yeah, no, it was never.
Jesus Christ. That's so good. This is the dog snoring episode. This is good. People will legitimately like this. It's very cute.
You think so?
I think they will. Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I love
I think dog noises are funny. They're funny to me. So
because I'm kind of thank you for asking that, Dan, because I'm sort of I feel that way. Are we sure that this is going to be like?
Yeah, no, it'll be barely audible, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
After I'm done with it, yeah.
Yeah. I will just say for anyone listening who can't hear
After I kill that dog, there won't be any more.
For anyone listening who can't hear it, Lewis is snoring so loud right now, and it's really funny. It's very, very funny.
It sounds like when I nut and she keeps sucking. You know what I mean?
Jake,
God.
what the fuck, dude?
You're like snoring like a dog when that happens?
I'm like,
That's worse than falling asleep at someone's Fringe show.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't know if I don't think I've ever fallen asleep like at a show, but I've definitely seen people in the audience for me fall asleep. And I'm usually just like, go off, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna ruin their life. It's the same when like kids would fall asleep in my class. I would always just try to put as many things on them as I could before they woke up. So I would get
like like you're at a party.
Yeah, like I would get paper clips and like, so I'd start light with like paper clips or like Post-it notes. And then eventually if they didn't wake up, I would put staplers. I remember one kid, I put a textbook on his head and he didn't wake up and he was just dead to the world. And I just like rested a textbook on his head and it was just like sitting there while he was sleeping.
That's how big was the textbook?
Like a science
normal
textbook.
size.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah.
So
a teacher sprayed me awake one time with a spray bottle.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Like a cat.
Yeah. And it got a huge pop. I wasn't even mad about it.
The class loved it.
The class loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know how to
be a great moment
segue
for a real big snore from Lewis. Really break the tension.
I don't know how to segue out of that, but everything's going great for me right now.
Well, look, before we go to the social media update, I do want to. I mean, this comes out in a month, so they'll be done doing this by now. But I do just want to shout out previous guest DBJ, Dead Blossom Jesse, because they're doing the most insane thing I've seen on Twitch.
Okay,
which is they're doing a subathon, which is where you keep streaming the more subs you get. Except they're nailed inside a box that they built themselves. And then there's something else that happens to the box too that they revealed last night on the stream. And we do have the clip here. And this is what they're in this box
what? Okay, so wait, they built this box.
Yes.
Are they like going to the bathroom in this box?
I believe there is a thing to allow them to go to the bathroom. Yes, but you'll see why that is kind of an
that
issue.
Allows a bucket.
I think there are those buckets over there. Yeah, I'm not, and there's like a tube that they can piss into. I think.
No, what?
Where does the piss go?
Is this in their house?
Outside. No, it is not in their house because you'll see why in a second here.
No.
But yeah, I mean it's crazy enough to do this in a box for like 3 or 4 days, which is what the plan was. But this you'll see something else happens to the box, and it can happen at any moment. But this is the first time it happened. So
we can talk this out.
So what is happening is that the camera is fixed in place.
Get off right now.
Their computer is fixed in place. The box is rotating on like an axis.
Here, right?
What?
Yeah.
The box is rotating on what?
It's rotating on like a rod that like rotates it around basically. But their
God.
computer and stuff is like nailed in place.
We don't need to act this way. Just put the box back. Come on.
And they're like sleeping in here and stuff too. And like all the ice got spilled there, as you can see.
Stop. Stop.
I'm sorry. Who are these people?
This is I did just want to give them a shout out. I mean, hopefully they'll be long done this by the time the stream comes out, but they are friends of ours, Dead Blossom Jesse. They are doing a subathon, like I said, which is they're going to stay in that box. For every sub they get, it adds like a minute to how long they have to stay in the box.
My God.
And I just wanted to shout them out. I know this is a month later, but it's just like such an insane thing to do.
So they built
all.
the box and then they put it on like a spit?
Essentially it's on a spit. And it's on a spit that has like motors.
It's a rotisserie box.
Yeah. It's really I mean, I think there's a clip that shows the outside of the box and the setup is fucking bonkers. It's like such a crazy setup. But I did just want to give them a shout out for that because
shout out you guys.
Yeah. Here
I would never do that.
No, just being in the box itself is crazy.
I would never be in the box.
Dan, there's the clip if you have a second too.
What? I just played the clip.
No. But this is the clip of what the outside of the box looks like. So you guys can see
they
what it
just
looks
like built a box in the warehouse or in a warehouse or something?
Yeah, no, it's in like a field somewhere.
Oh my God.
But like
Train a dog there.
Their computer, I mean, this is them upside. Yeah. The camera.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
This is so insane.
They are so funny. But this is what the box looks like. You're about to see it. And the setup is like really, really crazy.
Unfortunately, it's going to be upside down for you guys, but that's what it looks like on the internet.
Yeah. So they and some friends built that, and they're inside. Yeah.
Like
really, really crazy.
Multiple of them are in there, like more than just this guy.
Well, no, they go by they them, but they do have some friends helping them like put it together outside and everything. And the bit is that they paid someone $200. They paid a group of people $200 to build the box and nail them in there. But the people aren't letting them out until
steal.
Well, then the bit is that they're going to keep rotating the box because they want $15,000. So yeah, well, we'll see how it ends. I mean, by the time this episode comes out, I hopefully for their sake they'll be out of the box, but this could go for a while. Yeah. But I just wanted
When
to
it's
shout them
time to
out
ask
for
the
that.
question, has the internet gone too far? Maybe
I don't think
it's just time.
I don't
Maybe
think
it's just
gone far
time to
enough.
end it all.
I don't think it's gotten far enough, to be honest.
It's
but-
very. I just feel like anytime now I see Mr. Beast in my like Twitter feed,
Yes.
he's doing something like this, where it's like, these two people are living in jail for 5 years, and I'm going to give them $1 million at the end. Or it's like, God, why is everything jail now? Why does everything have to be jail?
I think the difference is that DBJ is like very funny, and so it's like
yes. I'm not trying to say that they're like ripping off Mr. Beast or something. It just is like, why does everybody have to be in jail now? You know?
Look, it's being nailed inside a box is inherently funny. I think so.
Well, I guess you should do it then, Stefan, if it's so fucking funny.
Maybe I will. I'm kind of in a box. I mean, the room itself we're all sort of in a box right now, in a way. When you think about it.
Yeah, your house is just a box, man.
Just a box.
Think about it.
Just a big box. I told DBJ that, and they were like,
"You moved to Calgary to buy a box." So.
Yeah. I told DBJ yesterday, I was like, I'm sort of in a box too right now. I'm in a room, and they were like, "No, you're not. Don't say that to me right now. I'm actually in a box. Don't say that to me. Yeah, go fuck yourself." Oh boy, John.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was segue time. I don't feel comfortable.
That's how you were doing.
I don't feel comfortable. Well, I'm not going to segue to you doing a segue. I just don't feel comfortable doing the segue.
It seemed like that's what you were doing. You're like, John, how about you do a segue?
Essentially, that's what I'm doing. I just didn't want to come right out and ask it, but maybe I should.
Segue into a segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of living in a box, let's move on to our social media updates.
What a fucking good segue.
It was a good segue. It was.
That was really good.
That was maybe one of our worst segues of all time.
No, come on.
John, maybe it's time you do the segue now, buddy.
I think that was good.
I think it sucked.
I think that was good.
Very unprofessional. Claire, we always like to start with the guest. What's going on your social media?
Okay, so when you asked me to do this episode, I was a lot more fired up about this, and I've kind of calmed down about it. But we'll see how this goes. But so basically, I'm doing my tax. Well, I was doing my taxes last week, and
gross.
I know, and I'm late. I'm behind on it, but I just couldn't do it around the regular time. So anyway, I'm going through like all my slips and stuff. And I know you have a lot of American listeners, but so I had like a T4A, which is I think it's like a 1042S. It's just like from a company that tell you like what you made that year.
Yeah.
So I have this T4A, but the amount so first of all, it's from this company called like Cast and Crew Entertainment Services or something. So it's just like a generic, right? And it's just this generic like accounting company. I don't know who's using this, I don't know who hired me that is now using this service. I'm not 100% sure. And the amount on the T4A doesn't match anything I made from anybody this year.
That's fine.
So I was trying to, so I was trying to figure out who whose money who this was. So I made a post in my close friends stories.
Good way to find out I'm not in there.
Well, now you will be. So get ready for a lot of tax questions.
I'm joking.
So I just posted. I just like blacked out any like crucial information about myself or whatever, and was just like, "Can anyone tell me who this is?" And then all these people. And the funny thing is, because this is my close friends, so I am ragging on my close friends here, people like my loved ones, but like I get all these guys explaining to me that this is like this is like a third-party accounting firm and it's like the fucking name of the company is literally like basically like third-party accounting firm. Like I know that's what it is.
The accountants.
But I was posting it just in case, on the off chance that maybe somebody that I'd worked with, somebody that I'd done like a taping with or something could be like, oh, that was from this, that's what I'm hoping. But I'm getting all these like, just like, I don't know, volunteer sidekicks. Like they want to like, they want to like help me on the case or something. Suggesting.
Yeah, it's like they've been watching too much true crime, and they're like, we're gonna get to the bottom of who owns Cast and Crew Entertainment Limited.
So I even clarified. I put another story like, just to clarify. Like, does anyone know what producer hires this. I don't know. Just I specified more clearly like what it was I was looking for. And again, never got anywhere with it. No one, a lot of people, there was a couple people who did have like helpful, like shout out to Allie Pierce. She's one person that doesn't deserve to be roasted. She was actually quite helpful.
Past guest of the show, Allie Pierce.
Career's on fire, hilarious comedian, wonderful person.
Thank you for saying after John said guest on the show, career's on fire. Those are not related, to be clear.
Yeah, she was on the show 2 years ago, and then took about a year for her to get the BP stink offer, and now she's doing great.
And anyway, I was just really frustrated with this, so I made a story, and it's one of the hardest I've ever laughed at something. You know, when like you're making a post and you're just like crying laughing at it. But I just took this like really stupid picture of myself, and because I was just like I don't know if you guys this is the picture I took, and I put Kanye West can't tell me nothing under it, and I just wrote, I truly appreciate everyone's efforts to help answer my tax question from yesterday, but it's important for my ego that you know that I already knew literally everything you all suggested. And then it's the part of the song where he's like, excuse me, were you saying something? Anyway, and it was just had me in tears. So that's my social media update.
Wow. That's great. I mean, I don't do my own taxes because this would drive me nuts, but
not even like, you don't even have to like prepare. Like I go to an accountant, but I've still got
I prepare. Yeah, I have to prepare. Yeah. You have to prepare.
I was just like trying to get my total income because this is like a self-employed specific problem. So
well, Claire, I mean, I'm sure you know there is a Cast and Crew Entertainment Services located in Toronto, Ontario.
Well, their address on this was Burnaby, BC.
Yeah.
And then when I called them, I tried to call them. They on their website they have like, if you're in America or like outside of America, I think was the numbers.
Yeah.
And when I called them the outside America number, it warned me that it was going to be long distance. And I got fucked really hard one time calling Cheapo Air's customer service. And I got like a huge long distance bill from that. So I just hung up right away and was like, I'm not going down that road again.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, they do have an office in Burnaby as well. So maybe Stefan can pop in and say,
yeah, for sure. No problem.
Just be like, hey, you sent a check to my friend or a T4 to my friend. What did she do for you?
Anyway, this is a lot of information, and now your listeners probably are going to hop on the case. But
people love to solve a minor problem. They love
I think that
to
it's solved. So please don't. Don't.
Okay. Oh, you did solve it. Okay.
Yeah, I think we got to the bottom. My manager thinks he knows what it was, but it's like it still doesn't match what I was paid from this certain taping. But that's what he thinks it's from, and maybe I don't know.
Right, there was some kind of deduction or whatever that you didn't know, or because I've had that happen before too, where I get a check that doesn't match up, but then it was like there's some hidden. Like, you know, oh, well, we also took off $50 for this thing or whatever. And then you're like, oh, fine.
But the weird thing was that the taping, I got paid more for the taping than what was on the T4A.
Oh, okay. Right. So
this is the least interesting episode ever. I'm just talking about my dog and my taxes.
Yeah, what's going on in your social media? Well, I've been doing my taxes.
You're never gonna have me back on.
No. This is good. I mean, we don't give a fuck. We'll talk about anything. I mean,
the tax talk does have me feeling like I'm gonna vomit. To be honest,
Dan hates tax talk, which we don't usually talk about taxes on the show, but I know on YKS they do like to needle Dan about his taxes, and then Dan gets upset about that.
Yeah. Who likes to needle Dan about that?
Your Kickstarter sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not the government yet, but that is why Dan is about to vomit. Yeah. Yeah, the government is about to crack down on Dan.
I haven't done my taxes in 4 years.
Okay, well,
don't say that.
You probably don't want to say that on the show.
I have an account now. I'm getting it done, but
okay, well, that's good. Right. That's good. I mean, probably a couple of those years, you maybe even get a refund.
No, that's definitely not happening.
Okay, well then you're
right,
yeah.
I'm going to be owing a lot of money.
Okay, well, good luck with that, Dan.
I'm just trying to keep Lewis awake right now.
He wants to sleep though. He's like, he's got his head behind you, like, oh, I could really
He could fall
sleep
asleep
here.
at any moment.
Lewis, he's fine. The listeners are Lewis is gonna become like a character on this show. People are gonna love Big Lou and his little snores. Stefan, what's going on in your social media? I hope it's about taxes.
It's not about
Yeah, it's not about
taxes.
taxes.
No,
Get it off.
was-
Get it off of here. Welcome to Tax Talk here on Blocked Party.
This, I'm sure people have seen this by now. Again, this episode is coming out a little bit later, but this is a throwback almost. This feels like a throwback to like the start of the pandemic or the middle of the pandemic.
This is so good.
This is a guy. So a district judge in Michigan was shocked when a man with a suspended driver's license joined a court Zoom call while driving a car. And obviously you want to see the visual for this. It is incredibly funny. And the reveal is so good, but all the judge's reactions, like what the judge says, is also just very funny too.
I think the audio, honestly,
the audio is still
very
really
funny.
good. Yeah. But yeah, here we go.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present.
So he's now logged onto the Zoom call, driving a car.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office. Actually, so just give me 1 second. Parking right now.
The judge is already befuddled by this.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now.
Like, why not just park and wait 1 second?
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh,
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
This guy's just searching for anything he could possibly say,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have it.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, God.
That's tough. That's
Like,
tough.
That's
just
heartbreaking.
the dumbest thing you could maybe do for that
Oh my
specific
God.
charge.
Like you said, Stefan, he could just be 1 minute late, pull the car into the doctor's office, get out of the car, and
Make
go
sure the car's
over-
not in the background. You're like standing next to a wall or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like, just wait. Yeah. Like, what are you? It's so fucking insane to do that. It's so, because I feel like that's also something that maybe generally you're not getting put in jail for. I know the U.S. prison system and justice system is like awful, obviously. But I feel like generally speaking, that's the type of thing you probably don't get put in jail for unless you do something really egregious, like driving while on the call with the judge, you know? But yeah, just the judge's reaction is so funny. It's really, really good. John, what do you have for us?
Well, this is some good. This is just a good little thing I'd never seen before. Funny little video. So someone had just done the tweet prompt: name a time a celebrity gagged their interviewer.
Okay.
And this is obviously an older interview. This is from Jenny at State of Gaze, and just wrote my absolute favorite. So this is an old clip of supermodel Twiggy being interviewed, and is being asked by the interviewer about philosophy. And then there's a great, so Twiggy's response is amazing and totally gags the interviewer. And then the reveal at the end of who the interviewer is very special.
Okay.
So go ahead, Dan.
What are your views on serious matters?
Well,
I don't know. Who's your favorite philosopher?
Oh no, I think I know who the interviewer is.
I haven't got one. I don't know any. Who's yours?
Oh, I like them all.
Who?
Oh God.
Basic philosophers.
Who?
She's just all of them.
I thought there were 9. I was 9.
Oh, she's just a host of them. You.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Do you want to say who the interviewer was? I'm
Yes,
sure
Woody Allen.
Yeah, I'm sure they recognized his voice. But
so
Woody
Allen,
he's
and
such a prick.
I love that answer of just like, I like them all. I like all the philosophers. Who's your favorite? I'd like them all, and I like all your basic philosophers, which is how he started, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
I don't know who a basic philosopher is. I guess a Socrates or a Plato.
Like one of the old Greek guys.
One of the
whatever.
goats.
Yeah.
Any of the ones I could name.
Yeah. Who are your sort of basic philosophers? Who are your? I mean, it's really not that hard to name a couple philosophers. I feel like I don't think anyone was expecting him to like dig into like Bentham or Hume or Locke or something like that. But
just name one
you don't have a Plato. You don't have a Plato out there.
Yeah, man, that's so funny. He's what a psycho.
And just good for Twiggy to immediately be like, I'm gonna
make this guy look like an idiot.
Put this guy
because he was
blast.
just being a total asshole, obviously. Like
totally.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on? And I also like he started the question was, what are your thoughts on serious matters? And she was like, what do you mean?
That's not a good question.
And I like the idea of just being like, I don't have to have thoughts on serious matters. Actually, I can just be a person who doesn't think about that stuff. So very good. Speaking of not thinking about things, let's move on to our block tale.
What did you tweet? You brought receipts, Blocktail, woo! No longer can see the post, it's a Blocktail, woo! You probably deserved it, it's a Blocktail.
Claire, the floor is yours.
As I think I've said on past episodes, like I really don't block. I don't block anyone because even the people that I should block, I'm like, I would rather keep tabs on what this psycho's doing,
For sure.
But this is sort of more of like I do block anytime I get invited on Instagram into like a sexy chat or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Those there's like your request folder and then there's like your hidden request folder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like porno bots and stuff. Yeah.
I'll block those. And it's always like you and like, I don't know, 40 strangers.
Yeah.
There's like one notable Canadian comedian who is always also in the same, is always invited to the same like sex chats.
Oh.
Can I say his name and you'll bleep it?
Sure.
Well, maybe. It's up to Dan. No, Dan will bleep it.
Maybe don't say it.
Okay, I won't.
Maybe send it in the chat. Yeah.
But I just think it's so funny because I always block these. I don't know. I just think it's so funny that just the one recurring person is always. And when I brought him up, because I remember like I was working. This isn't really a necessary detail to this story, but it's a fun little brag. I was like working on 22 Minutes in the writers' room this year, and I got a couple friend requests, and the only people was like sexy ladies, and like the only people that were their friends were like this guy.
Okay.
I mentioned that to Jordan Foisey, and he was like, "Yeah, you too horny. You can't trust that guy."
Interesting. You can type his name in the chat.
And his name was John Cullen. I'm always following porno bots. I'm just like, what are these crazy sexy ladies up to?
I need to access some porno online. This is the only way I know how.
Are they having sex on there? What is what is going on?
In the chat.
And I'm going to tell you that that is who I thought in my mind that it was before you typed it in.
I could see that. Yeah.
So
it's just I mean, such a nice guy, very, very talented.
Yeah.
Must be so horny online.
Loves to be horny. That is, I mean, that's cool though. I think be horny. Well, I've told this story on the show before, but like one of my best friends growing up, he has a locked Twitter and will like reply to porn stars with a
thinking
Twitter.
Locked means no one can see your replies, right?
Yeah,
no,
or just like
funny.
not realizing that the porn stars can't see them. I mean, they're not going to see them anyway, but if your account is locked, they can't see them. So the only person who can see that you're replying to a Bella Danger is me. He has like 50 followers on
now,
Twitter.
who's that?
Like,
who's that? Is that a...
That's a porno star, Stefan.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of her.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she does some good work.
Okay, I'll check her out. Yeah,
but I do like when you're saying porno bots. Now, are these like? I am curious because there's sort of two levels, right? There's like the porno bots that are afflicting Twitter right now, where it's like so clearly a bot and they're not even posting anything or whatever. Or is it like an account that's like at Big Tits Daily or whatever? Like that is an
I don't know.
actual.
I get these it's like a chat invitation in my hidden requests. Like I have one right now. It's like bathing suit emoji, lips emoji, adults only, heart emoji, eggplant emoji. I can't post adult photos or videos on Instagram. Please see here. And then it's a link.
And then it's like a scam link.
So it's
and then
clearly
it's another, and then it's another bathing suit emoji, phone emoji.
Okay.
That's really good. I think like, I mean, I would not be following accounts that are like Big Tits Daily or whatever, but to follow
what are you talking about?
Because you can see the post without following them.
Exactly. It's very easy to find. It's very easy to find those every day if you want to. So you don't need to follow. You don't need to follow anything, but I'm just like the idea of following an account that's like bathing suit emoji, lipstick emoji, sex.daily.news or whatever is extremely funny.
And the amount of porno replies on Twitter now are, I mean, I still have my hockey account, but like every post, no matter how big or small the account is, and now it's just like straight up porno. It used to be like, hey, check my bio or here's a link. And now it is just straight up porno in the replies, and it's so there's just no way to get rid of that. Apparently,
just penetration, just full penetration.
The show more replies button is literally just the porno button now. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Show me the porno.
Yeah, let's see the porno. Yeah.
And I mean, I think when I was a teenager growing up, if I knew that there was a future internet world where every post I made, people would just send porno to me, I would be like,
dream come true.
That is the utopia that Thomas More was writing about.
Yeah.
That is where we wanted to get to, baby. Speaking of weird freaks online, our listener block this week comes in from our friend.
I thought you were going to be like, Stefan, do you have a block tale?
Well, yeah. I should have been. You're right. But this is a listener block. It comes in from good friend of the show, Sarah, who we know has amalgamated all of our top threes and mailbag questions for us.
Thank you, Sarah.
Great listener of the show. And this is a kind of a crazy one here. My friend takes nanny jobs to supplement her regular income and was telling me about a recent gig where she watched several hours of a kids show. She noticed the main character's fly was down in an episode, so she watched a ton of other episodes to figure out if it was a costume choice or an oversight. She thought it was especially funny because she just matched with the actor on a dating app. I asked her what show, and lo and behold, it was Blippi.
No.
So she matched with Blippi on a dating app, which is I wonder if he has his name as Blippi on there. I got the joy of introducing...
Probably Steezy Grossman. Wasn't that his name before Blippi? When we watched the famous video of him, which we don't have to watch right now.
No, we're not doing that. I got the joy of introducing my friend to Blippi's youthful indiscretions. She unmatched and blocked him immediately while I laughed hysterically in the background. I do wish she had gone on a date with him because what a story that would have been. And I agree. I kind of want the Blippi dating story.
I would love to hear it because I wonder.
Claire, are you familiar with Blippi?
Not in the slightest, no.
Okay, so Blippi's like this. He's a kids YouTuber, and he
reminds
dresses...
me of Mr. Dress Up a little bit in terms of his style. I don't think Mr. Dress Up was doing like necessarily the same things as Blippi, but
yeah, he wears like a helicopter beanie kind of, and then he's got these big like orange glasses.
He has suspenders. I feel like colorful.
Yeah, he wears like a blue shirt with orange pants and suspenders, and But his whole thing is he goes and does tours of like garbage trucks and stuff, and so he'll be like, "Hey kids, it's Blippi, and I'm on a garbage truck today." And then he'll be like, the trash compactor does this. And he's very, very, very successful. But that's got to be like a weird thing to tell women on a date that you do.
Well,
he has like a bit of a checkered past as well as what you're suggesting.
Well, there's a video he did before he was Blippi. Remember the Harlem Shake?
Kind of.
Yeah, like the viral
video where
sensation.
people would where it would show people just kind of milling around normally, and then when the drop hit, they would be doing something.
They do something crazy. So
down.
He did that with a friend of his in a bathroom where his friend is like on the floor, and then Blippi is standing on the toilet. Wait, Blippi was the one on the toilet, I think, right?
Yeah, Blippi's the one doing the business.
Yeah, and then when the beat drops, all of their clothes disappear, and Blippi shits all over his friend.
Yeah, all over his friend's ass, actually.
That goes into his friend's ass. It's like crazy. It's it's a formative video for me, I would say.
And this is before his time as Blippi or
yes,
during?
That's correct. No, before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before.
Okay.
And then it came out,
I think
and
before
then no one
Blippi,
really cares. So.
He was kind of doing like jackass type stuff
because he was
online, right?
Steezy Grossman was his thing. That was his name.
Yeah, there's
online.
also videos of him like projectile shitting into toilets, right? Is that him?
That was a different guy, I think.
Oh,
I feel like there's probably other videos floating around out there, but that was a guy who was doing like stunt shitting, where he would like shit off a roof into like a bucket.
And what was that guy's name again?
Fuck, what was it? I feel like I looked his shit up literally recently. It was like because there was a Deadspin article about it. I remember Deadspin stunt shitting. It's probably gone now because Deadspin removed all their. Yeah, here. Okay, this is the post. Please tell me the video is still there. Max Savage 69 was the guy.
That's right.
Yeah, and he would do videos of him like laying on the floor, ass up, pooping up into the toilet, and it was incredible. It was insane.
Wow.
I was watching Claire process that in real time.
Yeah.
I feel like I see like less than 1% of the internet. I'm missing
and that's good.
a lot.
That's really good for you, actually, Claire.
But it's not good. It's still not good, the amount that I'm getting.
Right. I guess that's the problem, is like kind of no amount is really good. Because even if you're like an old person, where it's like, oh, they weren't born in the internet generation, the internet they're consuming is still Facebook. So like they're also consuming like a bad part. Like there's no good parts of the internet that are being consumed anymore, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like my
Bad
dad
times.
barely knows how to use the internet, and he's still in Facebook arguments all the time.
Well, knows how to train dogs though. Got a lot of good ideas about how to train up a dog. It's good to know. It's good to know that if I ever get a dog, I know who my first call will be. If you want to send in a listener block, you can do so at blocked@blockparty.com, or you can fill out the form. No, you can't fill out the form on our website. You can just send us an email, blocked@blockparty.com. If you want to donate to the show, it's patreon.com/blockparty. $5 a month gets you access to 3 bonus episodes every single month. I don't really know what bonus episodes are up now because this episode's coming out in a month, but we did 3 this month. They were all great. You're going to love them all. And you get access to our entire back catalog, which is like 150 episodes. So head on over to patreon.com/blockparty. That's all there for you. We also have ad-free episodes if you're tired of hearing the ads on the show. We do video bonuses, merch discounts. We have an exclusive Discord, so it's all there. Please check it out. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok @BlockPartyPod. If you want to see the video of this episode, it's on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BlockParty. And we're also on Blue Sky @BlockParty. And of course, if you like the show, please tell a friend. Okay, Claire. Okay, Claire, we are here at the end of the show. That means it's time for the top 3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Uno, 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 uno.
Mustard.
3.
Socks. 2. Girlfriends.
Uno, 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 uno.
All right, Claire, what do you have for us?
Today I have the top 3 over-the-counter or just generally unprescribed solutions to ailments you have.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's more than okay. I love that. Okay. Over the counter to ailments I have.
Doesn't have to be over the counter if it's just like, not that like a doctor is prescribed, but like top 3 solutions you have for problems you have.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Got it. Okay, Claire, you go first. What's your number 3?
Number 3, I have very poor circulation, so I'm going with cardio. Cardio is the only thing I've found to help that, because otherwise my hands and feet are really cold.
So what do you do? What's your cardio of choice?
Oh, like just kind of moving on a treadmill and watching TV.
Nice. Hell yeah. This is for my circulation.
Yeah, but it is like really good motivation to get regular exercise. Otherwise, my feet would be ice.
Right. No, I like that. That's good. Stefan, what's your number 3?
The classic nice bottle of Pepto,
Nice.
It works. Doesn't taste that bad. Texture's kind of weird, but that shit works really, really well.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. For a lot of things. So I'm gonna go with Pepto for my number 3.
I never take stomach medicine ever.
Really?
Yeah, never. Don't take Tums. Don't take Pepto. Yeah.
Is IBS?
I have IBS, but that's under control these days. But I just don't. I guess I just don't get stomach aches that often. Knock on wood. But I don't. Yeah, I've never had.
I know what IBS is. Am I? Is IBS just like you've got?
Yeah, you just shit all the time. You shit all the time, and it's bad. But I'm managing it with probiotics as well as kombucha, which has probiotics in it as well.
Oh, okay, so but you could those could be your.
They could be in my top 3, but I've now burned them outside of my top 3. So I will say they're out. They're out. I'm gonna go. My number 3. I'm gonna go with good old Claritin.
Okay.
This is a later in life thing. I never used to have allergies because
It just keeps getting worse, dude. It just keeps getting worse,
dude.
Yeah, same here. Mine was never that bad, and it's been so bad recently.
And it does make you wonder if it is the chemtrails, because
you have to assume it is. Yeah.
Previously, I was totally fine, and now that all these planes are just flying over, dumping chemicals on us, my allergies have gotten way worse.
Yep.
So. Yeah, Claritin helps me get through the days, and wouldn't be able to Well, I would be able to survive, but it would be much worse without it. So yeah, Claritin, my number 3. Claire, your number 2. Oh, I just realized
Claritin.
Claritin. Oh, that's a Halloween costume right there. That's
actually really cool. I do love a play on words Halloween costume.
Yeah, absolutely. Be a Claritin box, and you just Claritin, especially the way you spell Claire with no middle I. You're like basically right in the Claritin zone.
Right in there. Or like could have like tin cans maybe.
Oh, yeah. Claritin. Okay. Okay.
My boyfriend did Steely Dan one year, and he just had a bunch of steel wool on his shirt.
Yeah.
He's Dan.
That's good.
It is definitely cool to just explain your costume constantly all night.
Well, I love a costume that people say, "What are you?" and then you tell them, and then they laugh.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted with Halloween.
The worst is when they don't.
Oh yeah. I've had flops for sure.
What are you? I'm Steely Dan. Ugh. Fuck. Claire, what's your number 2, please?
My number 2. So, like, I used to take a lot of Tums and Pepto-Bismol, but I've gotten really into those like chewy ginger candies.
Oh,
just have a few of those. Like,
just
have a few of those in my purse all day, and have a meal, and you can kind of sense like early on, like, this could go sideways. Just pop one of those, and
that gets the job done.
There you go.
I feel like it kind of like cuts it off. Cuts it off before it gets out of control.
Interesting. Okay. I like a natural solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's probably some shit in there that's not natural, but mostly.
Yeah. I love that. Stefan, your numero 2.
This is for allergies also, but like the nasal spray stuff.
Is that really bad for you?
I don't use it that often. Because I think if you use it too much, it's not good for you. But it works for me better than like Claritin or Reactin or whatever. But yeah, you can't use it too much. But if I have like really bad allergies, I will use one, and it's great. It works well.
This does kind of make me want to make my number 2 the Navage, because it is a very cool thing that you just kind of slice open your brain. Yeah, fuck it. I will go. My number 2 is I was gonna go sunscreen, but I'll go with Navage. I'll go with Navage. If you have either of you used a Navage or a neti pot.
I have used a neti pot before, and the Navage is the one that's like more like more like a machine, right? Like
yes,
yeah.
But I've seen them. I'm aware of them in concept. But I don't think that's not an ailment of mine. That's like something I'm never really worried about.
So I'll say this. If you feel a cold coming on, like a sinus cold, it is very good for that. Like speeds up the recovery, clears out. Like if you're stuffed up and you're like, I think I'm going to have a hard time sleeping tonight, jamming a Navage up there, really good. So so the neti pot is just like it's like a small pot and you pour it into one nostril and it comes out the other side. But the Navage, so it's got like 2 nostril cones. You put them in and one is firing the water up your nose and the other one is sucking it out. Ooh. And it's very cool. I like it. Becca will use it if she's sick, but she hates it. I'm like, it feels good. It feels like flossing your brain, kind of.
Some things are uncomfortable in like a satisfying way. Like afterbite hurts, but it's like that sting. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So Navage, my number 2. Claire, your number 1, please.
I just want to say Navage. What a beautiful name for product.
Yeah. Great name. Yeah.
My number 1 is like it's pretty simple, but I've become a very bad sleeper. And then my boyfriend got me a sleep mask and good earplugs. I can just lay down and go to sleep now.
Sleep mask is so nice. I love the sleep mask.
Oh my God. Yeah. It changed, and the earplugs, and especially now with Lewis, I need them. And it's like I'm like a bird with like a blanket over the cage, and I'm out.
I know people who say really good things about sleep masks, but I've never actually tried to use one.
They work really well.
Because I didn't want to I didn't want to like weaken myself even further. I didn't want to become dependent on sleep. But now I sleep, and it's incredible. I used to just lay awake for so long.
Right.
I will say I feel like my stand-up has suffered because that's when I would think of the most ideas.
Right. Like the Mitch Hedberg joke of I either have to write a joke down or convince myself the joke's not funny. You're just like,
that's
I
exactly
can't.
It.
Yeah. Stefan, your number 1.
My number 1, ginger ale. Wonderful.
Ooh,
very nice. You have an upset tummy. I mean, it kind of works for like almost any sort of sickness, or at least you trick yourself into thinking it works.
Yeah.
And you can trick yourself into thinking it's healthy for you, even though it's like soda, really. Mm-hmm. But like, tastes great.
It's not good for you at all.
Definitely not good for you. But it's nice.
And it definitely doesn't do anything either.
No, it's a total placebo effect. I think it does feel like it does calm your tummy down a little bit, but I really think it's totally a placebo effect. And it's more just you get a nice taste of the ginger ale, and that sort of calms you down or whatever. But ginger ale.
You should try these ginger chews, man.
Maybe, I've heard good things. Maybe I will, but I do love the ginger ale, so that's my.
I mean, I love it too. I just like that's one thing the internet is kind of like ruined. It's like when you're 7 and your mom is like, "Here, have this glass of ginger ale. It's going to cure everything," and you drink it, and you're like, "This is curing everything." And then now it's like there's 17 articles for everything that might be a cure for something, and all of them are just like, "No, doesn't do it. Doesn't do anything. Might be making it worse." And you're like, "Fuck." Terrible. My number 1, I'm going to go with a trusty friend in my medicine cabinet, and that is hydrocortisone cream. Yes, it's a lot of people will do a polysporin, and that's fine if you have like a cut that might get infected or whatever. But hydrocortisone cream, it's just like it's got a little bit of cortisol in it, and it can heal a lot of different ailments. I've used it for hemorrhoids. I've used it for jock itch. I've used it for scars. It's mostly just like shit on my dick and butt that it's really it's helping me out, you know, but
I love how much information we got about stuff going on your dick and butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough time. I mean, the jock itch is not a regular. That just happens once in a blue moon. I don't know why. It's just like, you're a guy, you have balls. Guess what? Those are going to bug you for a little bit now. So, what can you do? Fucking anyway. It's very helpful, and it is good even on like
hydrocortisol is what you can do.
That's what you can do. That's what you can do.
That's right.
So yeah, that's my number one. And yeah, maybe too much information, but guess what? We're all friends here. Claire, thank you so much for being on the show. Such a blast to have you back. Before we go, anything you'd like to plug?
Well, if you are in Halifax, Nova Scotia, I have a weekly show called Better Times Comedy every Thursday, and it's awesome. It's a really, really great show. You should totally check it out. And if you're in Edmonton, it's at Good Robot in the Mousetrap Room. It's the most beautiful room for comedy in the country. It feels like you're inside of a barrel. It's perfect. It's really good for comedy, and probably lots of other things. And then I'll be in Edmonton for the Grindstone Festival at the first weekend of July, which should be like next weekend, I guess. I think when this comes out. Yeah, this
is perfect timing. Yeah, but when this comes out, you'll be just about ready to be in Edmonton.
I'm headlining. My headline show is Sunday night on the 7th, which is special because if you were in Edmonton and you ever came to Empress Comedy Night, that's when Empress Comedy Night was. So,
classic.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. That's kind of cute.
Some nice synergy.
Yeah.
I loved the Empress. You ran it for a while, right?
I started it. Yeah.
Oh, you started it. Yeah, there you go. So
yeah.
It was a beautiful time. It used to be the run where you would do Edmonton Yuck Yucks Friday, Saturday, do Empress on Sunday, then kick it down to Calgary for Comedy Monday night, Jupiter on Tuesday, and then Yuck Yucks the rest of the weekend. And
you can even come to Edmonton a day early and do the Underdog, which is still running.
Yes, which I did. One of my favorite shows ever. A guy locked himself in the cabinet behind the stage for my entire set. And
wow,
he
was it rotating around, or
he wasn't even streaming on Twitch?
Oh wow,
it was
the old days. Yeah.
Well, Claire, you remember there was like this strange cabinet behind the stage. Totally. So the first time I ever did it, I was like, "What the fuck is up with this cabinet?" And then I realized, or like, "What is this stage setup?" And then someone was like, "Oh, it's a cabinet. The door is right here." So I opened the door and I was like, "Oh, like a person could just like fit in here." I was like, "Maybe I'll do my set back there." And then I was like, that probably wouldn't be that fun, but maybe like we could do a show where there's like audience members back there, like you're performing in the round, but the people are in a cabinet behind you. And one drunk guy in the crowd was like, "I'll go in there." And I was like, all right. And he did. I did like half an hour to close the show, and he was just in there behind me the entire time.
There was a guy, a comic that like had been away for a long time, and he came to the show early and hid in the cabinet, and then came out like mid-show as this big reveal.
It's a special time.
It's a very special room.
And unfortunately, all these things have been taken from us due to woke. But back in the day, it was so cool to do that Edmonton Calgary run. So anyway, if you're in Edmonton, check out Claire. If you're in Halifax, I know we have listeners in both those places. So please check them out. And where can people find you on Instagram? You're just at Clare Belford, I believe.
At Clarble.
Oh, Clarble. Yes, of course.
But you can find me if you just search Clare Belford.
There you go.
That's CLARBLE.
Great. Give
I'm
Claire
not
a follow.
On Twitter anymore.
Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, no one is. That's fine. That's why I asked for your Instagram, because nobody.
Yeah, I'm slowly. I get notifications about Threads, but I'm not really doing anything on there.
No, Threads is a disaster. But yeah, give Claire a follow. Give us a follow. We're on TikTok and Instagram and still Twitter at Block Party Pod, YouTube at Block Party. And if you want to donate to the show, once again, it is patreon.com/blockparty. And we will see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.